capabilities, Pepper. I do. Okay, we know Kendrick is live right now. Sorry, okay? He was supposed to be wrapping up by now. Hi, I'm Crescent. Welcome to the Madness Collective. My co-host is Antoine.
Hey.
Our guest co-host tonight is Pepper Chambers.
Hi.
Oh, God. Lisa's in the chat. Oh, my goodness. Yay. Hey, yes, I am in an undisclosed location because, WITSEC. I'm joking. So we are the Madness Collective. We do our best to recap the headlines. And
hey. That mic has to go in front of you, not to the side.
Oh. I was scared to move things.
You sound 80% better already because it's in front of you.
Okay, I was afraid to move things because it's tenuous.
It sounds so much better.
Hi, Dion. Hi, Dion. Oh yeah, so Madness Collective. We know Kendrick is performing right now, so we just gonna do this. Welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. Topics. Juneteenth is today. How about y'all run us some reparations? How about that? That sounds great. Okay, this federal holiday is cool, but you can run us some monies. Willie Mays, greatest baseball player ever, passed away. What else? Lake Lanier in Georgia is haunted as fuck. What else happened today? Justin Timberlake. Sorry. He got a mugshot, y'all. Biden's latest on immigration. I do have a couple quick updates about the convicted felon. Kendrick's concert, it's happening right now. And a quick update regarding verses. We're going to share. All that more on this episode of
The Madness Collective.
I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. Hi, Karen. Hi, guys.
Exhausted. I walked in literally like 6 minutes before we just started. Oh, work just been getting me.
Yes, I'm sorry. I did not have my microphone in front of my mouth. Okay, I am in a hotel room. It's just a little, not.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay. How you guys doing? Pepper, you said you weren't feeling well.
Glad I have a cough, everybody.
You don't sound bad.
Lisa, good quality.
Lisa stay on me about it. She's like, well, your lighting. I'm like, girl, I'm on location. Okay.
I gotta go back and look at Pat. Like, I feel like this is quadrupled. The amount of gray in it has quadrupled in the past 6 months.
Oh, really? Hi, honey.
That must be stress.
Is it us? Is it the Madness Collective?
Oh no, it's my life.
Okay, good.
It's Friday.
It's the universe. The universe is clearly not happy with me right now. At any rate, we persevere.
Lisa said, Antoine, how's that hangover, player?
Oh, I wasn't hungover.
He's a professional.
And mind you, I have cut back on drinking a great deal in 2024. But with me, so a person that I drink with fairly consistently, they always have a particular brand of vodka that I used to be able to drink whatever I wanted to. And so when I was drunk the other night, I was drunk off of Stoli, not the other vodka that the person I normally drink with drinks. And it makes a world of difference for me. In the past, that didn't make any difference, but it made a huge difference. So.
It'll be vodka on the name.
Pepper, Jason said we're in for a peppy day. Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jason. This is so kind. I love
it. Hey, Militia. I'm glad some of y'all watching us and not watching Kendrick, who we love. I love anyway. What's up, Chavez? Oh, shit. Maybe he wrapped up. Okay, we're going to get started.
I told Crescent, niggas don't all watch online concerts. A lot of times you be like, I'll just catch it later. Like, instead of sitting in front of your computer when it airs, we don't have them. That's a water cooler moment. But, again, Crescent said it's Juneteenth, so more niggas might feel motivated to be extra black today and participate collectively. But you know, you can't expect shit from niggas. So look, the gang's all here.
Basically, the ones that matter. Thank you. And this is the last I'm gonna say about Kendrick's concert until we get to it. Is right the beginning before Kendrick came on, I was like, I don't care. But then he came on as we were about to go live, and I was like, ooh. And he started out with 2 of the responses to Drake, but he, of course, is going to do Not Like Us until the end. So that's what I was waiting for. So yes, I'm going to go back and like he opened that. Okay, Chavez said when he drank vodka, he drank Kettle One. This is what I'm talking about. You
were smart. Smart man.
You got to drink high-end, high-shelf shit. Like, you can't be.
You get a headache.
Ugh, and then some.
I don't get
hangover. Go ahead, Antoine.
No, I don't get headache. My hangovers don't involve headaches. They just make me extremely lethargic. Like, they make me depressed. I'm depressed if I drink too much. It's not a physical. It's not that physical, my head throbbing type thing. I lay in bed all day when with my new type of hangover.
Yes.
My last hangover, I was like, I need to go to the hospital. It was bad. I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff I shouldn't be drinking. I knew better. Just no.
It's the big one. What's the big one? Is it B12? I forget the one. There's one where like when people go to the hospital because they don't feel right the next day because they feel jittery and it's a combination of the electrolytes being depleted. And it's a specific one because they give you the IV and you'd be like, I'm good. Shit, can we do this?
I would have taken jittery. Go ahead. What'd you say, Pepper?
I said every time. Yeah, I think it's B6 or something. One of those.
I just felt like I had the flu. Like I just my entire body. Like it was just very, very painful. Anyway, sorry to the ancestors. Juneteenth. So June 19th, 1865, General Granger ordered the final enforcement of the Emancipation Proclamation. And I know the militia know, so we just, whoever happens to catch us at whatever point, just to share, Emancipation Proclamation kicked off January 1st, 1863. This is when Abraham Lincoln was like, so here's what I'm going to do for you motherfuckers who succeeded, right? So that's the other thing, too. This didn't apply to the border states, the states that didn't secede. It was just only them other states who was like, we're the new Confederate and we're going to keep slaves. So Abraham Lincoln was like, so they free. Here's the thing. The Union soldiers had to get to those plantations and tell the enslaved folks that y'all free now. So it took a minute for that to happen, as one can imagine, right?
You can imagine.
Areas where Confederate peoples were still fighting strong. So it wasn't until June 19th, 1865, when General Granger made it to Galveston, Texas, was like, y'all free. And it's been like 2.5 years. Yay! That's the thing. The other thing is I had to double check this whole border state situation. So because those slaves were not free, they didn't become free until the 13th Amendment, which happened December 1st of 1865. I mean, December 6th, my bad. So at the end of that year. Yay, go us. Can I tell you what's happening right now is, we talked about Bruce's Beach. Shout out to George Fothery, who was a lawyer who represented the family, who got their land back.
I see it every week because I live about 12 minutes away from it. So I see it every single week I drive past it. And every time I drive past it, I have a white passenger in my car. And I'm like, I'm going to slow down and look at it. Pay my respect.
So let me point out to you.
Would you say, Pepper?
As a tour guide, please, to your right, let me point out to you.
Right. Hey, CJ. So the reason I brought that up is because there's a podcast out called 40 Acres and a Lie. Woo! And I listened to episode 1 today. I shouldn't have done that because a bitch was ready to fight. But it talks about those formerly enslaved folks who got their 40 acres or something around there. Maybe had it for like few months, year at the most. Basically, it lasts up to 18 months. Freeman's Bureau was trying to, make it happen. Plantation owners was like, we taking our shit back. And because Abraham Lincoln got assassinated and Andrew Johnson was a motherfucking white supremacist, he was like, yeah, do that. All y'all gotta say is we sorry was traitors. You can have your shit back. So
Yeah.
what this podcast does, though, is they went and found the land titles. They got the documentation. They got the motherfucking evidence. Okay. So it being Juneteenth, the federal holiday, that's cool. Thanks. How about you run us some reparations? How about that?
California trying to give us some, and it's what's the city? It's a couple cities in the country that have actually written checks to people who can prove they were the descendants of slaves. So it does happen on some level. The value is not what it should be. I mean, everybody would be getting millions if it was in current currency. But hey, at least some people trying to fix the problem.
Pepper, what are you doing with your lighting? What is happening?
Look what happens. I have on the ring light, and then this. What's going on? Oh man, I'll just be in the dark.
I was getting out of my shuttle, headed to the airport, and the man who was on the shuttle with me, not black, as he was getting off, he goes, "Happy Juneteenth!" I was like, "Thanks."
It's strange, right? It's interesting.
It was
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I'm like, okay, yeah, we're all in this together. I'll take it. It doesn't really bother me.
Are we there?
I had a white person that I hook up with wish me happy Juneteenth today, and I said, thank you, I appreciate that. I just kept it moving,
I thought
it was kind of together, right?
Huh?
What?
Y'all sleeping together, right?
Yeah, I said a white person that I sleep with.
I'm hooking up with, so I was like, let me just make sure. See, Pepper didn't hear that. See,
I didn't hear that part.
There's no label on it. That's why I can't say, there's no label on it, so I can't say my boyfriend. It's a person I sleep with.
It's the Friday
on a regular basis.
Is it Friday White Live? That's what I'm going to call this person.
Friday White Lie. What?
Your Friday. You got your Friday regular. Is that?
Yeah,
is that him?
It's usually Fridays. It was Thursdays, but
I don't want to use the name in case it was.
No, anyway. You can't use the. Jesus, what? I'm doing everything I can to be clandestine here.
Sorry to this white man.
And I'm like, my white man left, but I don't know if he told me Happy Juneteenth today. Well, we talked about it.
Matt, do better.
Yeah.
So I included an article on the show flow just because I was amused by this. It said the beginner's guide to celebrating Juneteenth.
Yes. Exactly. Danielle's got good points there too.
Yeah. So Danielle said, just give us student loan forgiveness, free college, 0% mortgage, free counseling therapy. Hello on that therapy. Yes. No, yeah, we can run some ideas down for a brainstorming session. Like let's figure this out.
And free memberships to country clubs.
I can work with it, especially ones that have plantation names. Walking up in that bitch like, what's up?
What up?
Jason said permanent tax exemption. That's all the reparations they need to give us. Something that shit, and a free education for my kids. Right.
There we go.
Oh. So Antoine, are we having any visuals?
We're having nothing tonight, girl. Okay, I walked in. The only reason I even know what I'm talking about is because some of the stuff on the show flow are things that we've already discussed outside of the show. So yeah, we're winging it tonight.
Bet. The reason why I asked is because there was a video of the 97-year-old awesome woman named Opal Lee, who is considered to be the grandmother of Juneteenth. She received the keys to her new home, and it's built on the same lot that her family was driven from by a racist motherfucking mob when she was 12. So, yeah, that happened. I think like last week. You say?
Terrible.
Yes. So yeah, that's Miss Opal Lee. So yeah, you guys should like Google that. It's great. She's great. Yay. 97. I'm glad she was still alive for that. All right.
I interviewed her on NPR. Oh, nice. On NPR today. And they were saying, or they played a sound clip, and she was saying, her hope is that we can all be one nation. I think those are the words. Just her concept, which I kind of appreciated, is it's like, can we just kind of all be one? Let's just get rid of all the division and just be one. And I'm like, okay, from a 97-year-old, I can take that. I can not take it. That sounds weirdo. It was interesting to hear her use those words. So passing that on.
I must say this. I just find myself very angry. Like very, very angry.
Yeah, that's what it does to me. All this shit make me mad. I just, I recognize it and I keep it moving because I'm just it's. I don't think I'm not gonna give all the details, but I had a Karen incident as an Uber driver. I didn't tell y'all about it, the militia about it. It happened about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I had a white lady who got in the car. She had an attitude problem, and she at some point told me not to talk to her. And I said, "Yeah, this ride is over. I don't have to deal with this." "Oh, you're driving me there." I said, "I'm not driving you anywhere." I said specifically, "You've been ambivalent since you entered my vehicle, and you are about to exit my vehicle."
Vocab, bitch, ambivalent. Get your ambivalent ass out my ride.
I didn't curse at her, and so stopped. Told her she needed to exit my vehicle. She wouldn't. I had to call 911.
Whoa.
911 got on the line, and the lady from 911 told the old white lady, we're going to call her Miss Daisy. The 911 operator told Miss Daisy, she told that bitch to get out my fucking car, and Miss Daisy wouldn't get out the car.
Whoa.
And so, I sat there and I was like, this is crazy. So 911 was like, yeah, Miss Daisy, if you don't get out of his car, we're going to send the police. Do I need to send the police? And she goes, yeah, you should send the police. I think he's loaded.
What?
And I said, wow. And she goes, yeah, I think he's high on something. And I said, you are on tape. I said, so this camera that you probably didn't know, this camera right here recording all this, I'm clearly not intoxicated. And then the 911 operator said, Miss Daisy making false accusations against this man does not change the fact that you need to get your white ass out this fucking car. Now I'm paraphrasing. So I continued on with my day. And after I did about 3 more rides, after I dropped the third person off, the app just kicked me off. Uber deactivated my account because Miss Daisy contacted Uber and said I was high on drugs while I was driving her. And the way Uber works is Uber deactivates me and says, a passenger said, and I was like, yeah, I know the fuck that is, blah, 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 blah. They were like, we can't confirm that's who said it. I said, well, can I send you a recording of who I think it is? Sure you can. So 48 hours later, they reactivated the account. I got no apology. Uber told me, Uber said, and I can't post this publicly. If I post the video, I get permanently deactivated. They had an issue. People were doing that. They were sharing videos, but those people haven't given explicit permission for the video to be shared, so you can't do it. But basically, Uber said, yeah, we reactivated you or whatever. But just know if this shit keep happening, you'll be permanently removed. And I'm like, you have proof that this did not happen. You should be apologizing to me, and that bitch should be fucking never allowed to be in a vehicle with somebody again. And I guarantee she's not. Yeah. So happy Juneteenth.
I didn't realize it was 48 hours. I thought it was 24 hours.
No, it's because even when they told me that part, they basically said, I mean, we go look into it. We might get back to you in 48. We might not. It was a whole bunch of limbo. It was just like, and I'm sitting there like, I ain't do shit wrong. And the video clearly shows I'm not intoxicated. I'm on the phone with 911. It's all like laid out that she was retaliating against me because I ain't like her attitude and told her to get the fuck out my car. So
isn't that harassment? You were harassed.
And here's the thing about it. What I think is dangerous, and obviously I didn't do this, but what's wild is because remember I had the other incident, what was that, a year or two ago, where the guy called me nigger about 13,000, to call me a fag, called me nigger, everything. And that was at 2:30 a.m. in the morning. This was in broad daylight. But what I would say to passengers who are thinking about engaging in this type of behavior, just know, now I don't do this, but just know that your driver, in most cases, they're driving you home and they have your home address. So what I'm saying to you is be careful how you talk to these drivers, because I'm not vindictive in that way. I just made peace with it. got my job back and kept it moving. But, you know, if I were a different type of nigga, Miss Daisy would be having some issues right now. So, just saying. Happy Juneteenth.
That part. So we're gonna move on and talk about some Black excellence. Yeah, no, it's fucked up. But he is here, and happy Juneteenth. I'm just saying, being Black can be exhausting, but sometimes it can be amazing. Willie Mays passed away at 93. He died yesterday. He was considered the greatest all-around baseball player ever. He could do all the things. He spent 21 years with the New York Jets, and then I think he went to San Francisco after that. He's born May 6th. He's a Taurus. Hey, what's up, Willie? Both his parents were athletes. His fathers who taught him to play baseball. And then I saw in another article that he got like his first check right out of college out of high school, and he got like $15,000. He bought a car, but he couldn't drive it, so it was like a community car.
Well, first off, before you continue, because you talking about the sports, and you know my ass don't know nothing. I should know more when sports intersect with, you know, Negro lore. But so the New York Jets were a baseball team at one point, because ain't the Jets a football team?
They are. I said Giants. I'm sorry if that didn't come off clearly.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard you. My bad.
Yeah, no, he was with the Giants.
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
The Jets are football.
Okay.
Yeah, so
see, I know a little bit. I know just enough to ask stupid ass questions.
I love it.
No, so when I was saying he was all around they call him a 5-tool player. Speed, throwing, fielding, hitting, and hitting for average, hitting for power. Yeah, he was fucking amazing. So there was a couple other things that I want to highlight, but I'm struggling a little bit. He won Golden Glove, I think like 12 times, MVP twice. Yeah, he was amazing. He was absolutely phenomenal. They showed today, like President Obama had an interview with him. Eric Holder had a photo with him. And when President Obama had his interview with him, he was like, "You're the reason why I was able to do what I did, just standing on the shoulders of greatness." So
wait, he was a boxer too?
Who said that?
I thought the Golden Gloves was a boxing thing.
Did I say it wrong? One of you people in the chat. Chavez said New York Giants were a football team as well. Can't keep up.
Wait, they were? Yeah, they need to stop. You know the one that confused the fuck out of me? One day, thank you, Kristen. I'm the descendant of slaves, so I'm resilient. The one that used to confuse the fuck out of me is when I moved to California. I've been here going on 20. It's been 26 years. One day it just occurred to me that the Lakers are the Lakers, and why wouldn't they be called like the Pacifics or some shit? So then I'm sure I've told this story years ago. Then I found out they were originally from Minnesota, and Minnesota has a Viking history, and that's where the colors come from. So when they switched over, all that came along, and it's crazy how these teams have all that old baggage from where they were originally created. Because that's why, what is it? The Minnesota Vikings are purple and gold. The Lakers are purple and gold because they came from the same fucking place. So yeah, interesting. Interesting. Yeah.
Oh my God, my brain.
1,000 Lakes. Didn't know that.
Yes.
Yeah, that I knew only because I just watched the Celtics Lakers 30 for 30 on ESPN. I've just been in these documentaries this week. Anyway, sorry, to be clear, it's the Gold Glove and it's for best defensive player at his position. He won it 12 times. That part I had correct.
Okay, but wait, I'm not crazy, right?
No, I'm about to get to that.
Okay.
And I'm a lunatic because I actually did used to watch the football. And
the football. It's contagious.
Okay. I'm tired. There's Golden Gloves baseball and Golden Gloves boxing. I'm done. I am done.
Yeah, because there was a guy, Swinkle, and me and Dion's fraternity who didn't Swinkle win the Golden Glove?
I love it.
For the boxing or something. I don't remember. I think. Hey, it just be important for people to know that I'm just not making shit up. So okay.
It's good to ask the question.
I can't. This is when it's helpful to actually have like a dedicated producer because I don't have time to be like trying to. And again, I'm down to one screen. Oh, this was like autocorrect got me. You know what? Yeah, we're moving on. So he's also known for like this one behind the back catch thing that was like really like cool. They kept showing that today on TV.
Thank you, Dion.
Yeah, shout out to the great Willie Mays. Just rest in awesomeness.
Rest in awesomeness.
Yeah, Black excellence.
Yes.
So fuck you, racist people.
Chavez was an adorable little boy. I love the picture of him.
I love it too. Put him back up there.
I love it.
There's a picture?
Yeah, he always, he switches it up every now and again, but he done had this one up for a while.
He got on a tie. Look at little Chavez.
Chavez. Yeah.
So, speaking of the ancestors, Lake Lanier.
Oh my God. I'm writing a story about this.
What'd you say, Pepper?
I'm writing a story about this stuff.
This is why we wanted you on. I told Antoine, I was like, Pepper's perspective will be interesting. So, for those who are not aware, and I was telling Antoine about this, I think it's Friday night. Yeah, because we were supposed to talk about it on Monday, but I was like, let's wait for Pepper. So there have been a lot of tragic deaths that have occurred in that lake. And if you did not know this, Lake Lanier was formerly a town called Oscarville until a couple things happened. One, they some white woman screamed rape. And it's funny because in this era of like Me Too and Believe the Victims, right. But in that era, literally Negroes got lynched. So, sorry, we have a little bit of a complicated relationship with that. Right. So they lynched 3 Black men and then they just started running people out of the town. So at one point it was like 2,000 people in town. And then by like a certain point it was like 30 families left, right? Like after like 10 years, because white folks were running them out of there, taking over the property, et cetera. Then the government came in and was like, so you know what we gonna do? We gonna go ahead and take the rest of, move the rest of y'all that's here up out of here. And we're gonna flood the joint because we need to create a lake here to like, provide water for some other motherfuckers. So good luck. So here's the thing though, they didn't demolish it. They literally just flooded the town. So there's like rooftops of homes and chimneys and cemeteries and just sitting down at the bottom of the water.
That's terrible.
So since,
hell, I thought I had that information. Since it's been 700 deaths in that lake. And in the last, I think it's been since the 90s, it's been like, that's when like 200 of them have happened.
Yeah. That's insanity. It's like real live Atlantis. And people are like, I'm pulling you assholes down. Ah!
Yeah. So have all the deaths been white folks?
No. Remember,
have most of the deaths been white folks?
I don't. Pepper. I don't know.
Listen, they said it's haunted, and let's just believe it because it is haunted. And you know why? Because there's dead people under there. And you know why? Because people didn't use any sort of stupid forethought before they. That's ridiculous. Am I frozen? Oh, fuck.
No,
you're not. We can hear you.
But can you imagine like all of oh my gosh. Yeah, and they said it started to be haunted because of there were these 2 women that were in a car and the car went over. And they found one body right away. And then the other one they found like 30 years later. And they said that those are the ladies that were the original hunters. White or black, we don't know. Or probably not black. But can you guys imagine the people underneath there? Like, I'm going to get you, sucker. Like, I would.
It's giving Poltergeist. Yeah, wasn't that what happened with Poltergeist? Their house was built on like a Native American cemetery. And then they came back to get you.
Exactly.
Yeah, for desecrating. Because I will say this. I was talking to my brother about this the other day. I'm both fascinated and kind of disgusted when I think about what archaeologists have done with everything in Egypt Those are supposed to be sacred resting places. They're not meant for people to go and steal gold and take photographs. That's supposed to be a final resting place. And they just open them up and they go in there and they loot them and do all this shit. And that just feels wrong to me. I could almost understand. I could almost understand out of curiosity looking to see what's inside, even though that's kind of breaking, but Sacrosanct, is that the word? Damn, where did that come from? I ain't said that word in a million years.
Educated.
But I could see going in with cameras, saying, "Hey, wow, look at what they did," and then closing that fucking door and taking your black ass the fuck home. But going in, pulling the mummies, taking the dead, the mummified remains out of the what is it called? Not the what do they call that?
Sarcophagus? Is that what they are?
Sarcophagus, yes. Taking all of that out, and like it's literally people like on the black market, like I got Tutankhamun's finger. Like it's like crazy.
So to that point, especially back in the day, like early 1900s, like, when like the legit grave, like robbers were finding stuff and running away with it. Then I think part of what happened though is like, okay, the government of these places was like, we actually need to just either we're not going to like fortify this joint and like make sure nobody can come in, which, whatever that was going to look like in that era. But they're like,
right,
we just going to go in and scoop everything up out and take it to a museum. Now it is protected. So cats are not walking around with like, I got King Tut's like fingers and fucking rings and shit.
That's
right.
True.
So there's that other side of it, because if not, then yeah, it's gonna need round the clock guards. And nowadays you can have alarms and trick wires and all that shit. But think about it, like in the 1900s.
Well, especially when motherfuckers found that it was gold inside.
Wow. That's why Agatha Christie wrote a thing about the haunting. I forget which one it is. Like, it doesn't matter. We'll never remember. But she did write a mystery of that, of the coming back to haunt all the people that desecrated. Good work, Jason. That desecrated the tombs. And she's like, you will all die.
I mean, these are things. But no, it's a good point, Antoine. And people have said that, like, y'all over here disturbing the dead. And that's what the other thing too, when they're like, oh, we found a new tomb. Is who gonna get cursed this trip? Like,
yeah.
So the other thing about that, so there's been all these freak accidents, all these boat fires, just a bunch of randomness, tragedies that have happened on this lake. And they do say though that because of the structure, sometimes that might entrap swimmers and divers, causing them to drown. There was, like, I think in 2020, a diver who went probably looking for somebody or just was down there. He was like, you can reach out. He said this. He was like, you feel an arm or a leg and it's not moving. There's just bodies down there. So the reason why we're talking about it right now, though, is within a week, 2 men died. And it was kind of like some random, like, I don't want to laugh, but this one guy was like chilling on his dock. This is June 5th. And that was the last time somebody spotted him. By nightfall, his friend found his parked golf cart and a floating shoe. And
too close to Juneteenth. Stay the fuck away from the lake.
Then they finally found his body. It was in 13 feet of water. And it's not clear how he ended up inside the water. They don't know.
Wow.
And then the week before that, or within like a few days before that, there was another older man who was sitting on a boat with his wife, and the fucking seat just came unbolted, and he fell in the water and
died. It's terrible.
Man, how come? Wait, so normally if you own a structure that floats on water, you have something to throw in there. Could he not swim? What the fuck? Like, throw a life.
Antoine, he was found in 6 feet of water. So that's why it's because, but to your point, right? You ain't got no floaties. What's the life preserver thing?
Life jacket. Yeah.
This sounds like I'm not. Even though I'm an atheist, it doesn't mean I don't believe in supernatural. That's just me saying I don't understand for the most part. I don't substantiate everything and say I know A, B, C, and D. But yeah, this sounds like some shit. It sounds like some unknown is happening. Some unknown is going on.
And I say to Karen's point, she says, who the F is still going into the lake in 2024? I agree. I'm like, I feel like calling every Atlanta person we know, please avoid this lake. And then also, I'm like, they said some people are being electrocuted in there. Like, hi, Jackson. Yeah. I mean, very strange. Clearly, there's like something going on that we can't see, even if it's not haunted. There's something like electrical-ish things going on, and people are like dying. So
yeah, thank you for mentioning the electrocution part, because that too, I was just like, how are you being electrocuted in water? I don't know how this works. Also, the one that was more famous was Usher's ex-wife, Tamika Foster. Her 11-year-old son died sadly when he was struck by a boat, and this was in 2012.
It was on that lake?
Yeah.
It was like Lanier.
I thought that happened like at somebody's house at a pool or something. I didn't know he was on the lake.
Her son,
yeah, because it's not Usher's son. It was a stepson. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, weird. Yeah. So some people have called for it's a reservoir to be drained, like whatever. Some people have called for that. I'm like, A, yes. B, I would never. If someone's like, oh, we're going to Lake Lanier today, I don't give a fuck. And here's the thing. They said like
we ain't going no fucking where. You could go
nowhere. You kidding?
No, thank you. No, thank you. No. Mm-mm. Right. And they said like 11 million people visited, a year, which, okay. So given the numbers, regardless, I ain't going. I'm good. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, speaking of people driving, but he was thankfully not near a body of water, or at least not immediately. Justin Timberlake out in these motherfucking streets, bloodshot ass eyes. See, I do wish we could show the mug shot, because somebody was like, "Yo, this shit's like in 4D."
Let me see.
High def.
He's on the thumbnail. I put him on the thumbnail. I said, "Don't drive drunk, especially when you can afford to pay people good money to drive your ass around." Oh, they got it on T-shirts now, Lord. Oh my goodness.
Oh Lord.
Oh no! Social media had a field day with all the commentary. So, according to a arrest report, he was stopped after the police officer saw his 2025 BMW. Really? Okay, 2025 Beamer drive through a stop sign and failed to keep on the right side of the roadway. Officer said his eyes were bloodshot and glassy. A strong odor of alcoholic beverage was emanating from his breath. He was unable to divide attention. Okay. He had slowed speech. He was unsteady afoot. And he performed poorly in all standardized field sobriety tests. He said, "I had one martini and I followed my friends home."
I mean, y'all don't know how I make martinis. He might not be lying. I mean,
there's something to that.
Yeah, I know how to make some good ass martinis. I just made some the other night.
For martini.
Yeah.
Allegedly, the officer was young or younger and did not know who he was. Had not heard of his music. And
I love that even betterer.
There it is.
Good job, Twan.
There you go.
He's still cute though. He's still cute.
He's cute.
Very cute.
That nigga look faded.
He's fucked up. Like, yeah. I almost wonder if it's more than alcohol involved. He look like he done smoked some weed too.
Yeah. Some. There's a couple things in the system. Allegedly, yeah, he was like, "I have a tour. It's gonna mess up the tour." And the officer was like, "What tour?" It's like, "World tour."
No, he did not say that. He said that shit.
That's allegedly.
That's wild.
I love that so much.
So somebody said that's what I'm answering from here on out. When somebody's like, "Why you didn't do?" Because I got a world tour.
Oh, okay then. Be on your way.
But so there was a police station across the street from the hotel, right?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't read that part.
Oh yeah, I heard when he left the hotel, it was a police station across the street, and then he ran straight through a stop sign, and that's when they were like, "Yeah, something is up here," but that could be a rumor.
I don't know. He was placed under arrest, processed, and had to spend the night in jail. He was charged with 1 count of driving while intoxicated and 2 citations, 1 for running the stop sign and 1 for failure to keep in his lane. So,
I used to watch the news after, let me see, the 4th of July, Memorial Day, Labor Day, just to see which celebrities were going to get DUIs. I remember Vince Vaughn. Vince Vaughn lives up the street from me. Not up the street, but he lives 10 minutes away from me. I think he lives in Manhattan Beach. And I remember one time he got popped, and I'm just like, you live in well, I guess it's a privilege thing. You just get comfortable. But I tell everybody, particularly out here in California, and see, he was in the Hamptons. When it's a place like that, Cali don't play. Like my friends from Illinois be coming out here. Yeah, man, I'll drive. I'm like, what? I said, I'm like, bitch, you are not in Kansas anymore. Absolutely. You better take your ass a fucking Uber because they out to get you.
I will say this, what I've learned, not because I have a DUI, because I don't, but in California, because so many people get them, your first DUI, you can actually, if you can pay the money, your life is not destroyed. That second DUI though, now you in some shit. But that first one, like, you paying the court, you paying attorney, whatever it is, but I don't even think you might lose your license for like 3 months or 6 months, but it's not like 2 years or some shit like that. Like it's manageable. Yeah,
you can still drive the vehicle. In California, they make you put the breath device on there. Even on your first one. It used to be you had to get your second one before sending that, but you got to pay for the device, and the device is expensive. But they'll still allow you to go to work and stuff. But it's crazy. This is wild. I remember I was at, I ain't gonna say where I was at. I was at a dive bar. And a lot of times when you're at a bar, there is at least one person there that's not drinking because they were the designated driver, or it could be somebody working or whatever. And I remember I'm at a bar, and this person who I knew I would drink with, they were coming in the bar and they were going person to person. And I said, what is wrong? When are you supposed to leave? Oh, I need somebody to blow into the thing on the car so I can get home. And I said, what are you talking about? And he was like, I got a DUI and I had the thing installed and I'm drunk, so I can't drive. I said, I have no comment. I said, live your life. I said, live your life. Yeah. And he got in the car and drove home. He found somebody to blow in it so the ignition would start. He drove home.
Okay, I'm sorry. I found the tweet that I was looking for. Sorry. So allegedly, we were also told that the cop pulled Timberlake over was so young that he didn't even know who the 10-time Grammy winner was. He didn't recognize him or his name. A second source added, Justin said under his breath, this is going to ruin the tour. The cop replied, what tour? And Justin said, the world tour. So the caption, the person who retweeted said, I'm going to start saying, this is going to ruin the tour as a response to every slight inconvenience in my life. Somebody was like, I stubbed my pinky toe in the corner of a table. This is going to ruin the tour. All bad. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But to be fair, here's the thing. Mm-hmm. If you go to a party and somebody pours you a strong martini and you leave that party within the hour, you could get a DUI. That's totally possible. Now, he looks like he had more than one martini. But everybody don't manifest drunkenness in the same way, so I don't know. I don't know, but...
I'm sorry. I missed a couple of the comments, and Jason said, electrocuted, the tramp told y'all to choose a shark.
I don't get it.
So, crazy convicted felon man was at one of his rallies yelling about batteries and sharks. And I'm sorry, we said that he was talking about electric cars. He was literally talking about batteries on boats.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try to make sense of it because his cognitive is not there. And then Tony said most Lake Lanier accidents are alcohol and carelessness related or based. So I don't discount the weird ones, but law of averages. That's cool. I'm not going. We not going. Hey, Tristan. I mean, look at some of y'all. I guess it's a concert.
No.
And you know what it is too, Crescent. I think also the older that we get, the less likely we are to participate in these collective moments. That's why I didn't even think. Most people in my age bracket, They streaming which a girl, just send me the link. Send me the link. I feel like that's how most of us are. And then usually I just forget, and then I'm like, oh, I'll get to it, and I never even see it.
Sorry, I got caught up in the comments again, but you're right, Antoine, there is that. Absolutely. But because it's Juneteenth, because of, because Kendrick decimated Drake.
Jesus Christ.
in the beef, this was a little hyped up. Actually, I texted my friends like, this shit is epic. Anyway, Tony said there was a guy on TikTok who was trying to find a model of car that he remembered as a kid where it was like a Tesla before Tesla that you had to go and blow into. He then goes on to say this guy in his neighborhood would get the kids to blow into his car so he could go places. He wasn't old enough to realize that it was a breath, and Lord help me. I cannot.
Well, I mean, that's the same as, yeah. Y'all know it's niggas out here to get their kids to piss in bags so they can pass piss tests.
Yeah.
Y'all know that, like, that's common. And
I'm sorry, not just kids. I'm not, you know what, I'm gonna say less.
Well, I'm just saying it's easy because you ain't got it. Usually if it's your boy, you gotta drop him $50 to do it. But the kids, it's like, little nigga, do you want to eat tonight or not? It's being
Pepper's face. Pepper's face. Pepper, are you not aware?
Pepper, this is the community. These are your people.
I know it's traumatic. It's just traumatic. That's so not like now you got to show your love by pissing in a bag for your dad. Like it's traumatic. That's trauma.
I will say
trauma.
I will say this. To be fair, and obviously everybody feels different about this, but most niggas that are doing it so that they don't fail a drug test because they smoke weed. So it don't mean they trying to go to work intoxicated. It means they smoke on the weekends and they job don't tolerate it. And they're like, shit, like if I get around it, hey Junior, want some pie? I don't know.
Right? And how do you ask your child that? Like, can you just?
What do you mean? What do you mean? How? Pepper, I'm sorry. Are you not familiar with niggas? Do you not know them as a class, as a species? Because, girl, they do wild shit. Tony said, and I knew about this part. It needs to be the same sex because they test for the right hormones for cheaters. Because you try not to have what's called a dirty drop. Right. Tony said one guy turned up pregnant in his.
Look. Can you imagine? It's like, hey, Junior, come here. What you need, Dad? I need you to piss in this jar for me. Why? Because I need to pass this test, and I won't pass it if you don't piss in the jar. And you imagine a little nigga saying, God damn it, the light bill already in my fucking name. Now I gotta piss in a jar so you can keep your job. Nigga, you need to get it together.
Get it together. Now talking about having kids grow up quickly.
I mean, again, these are the things. All right. Speaking of people who are under the influence, convicted felons. So there are 2 books out right now. One, Fauci, he has a book and he was on Rachel Maddow. And it is, if you don't watch anything else, just watch some of the clips from the Rachel Maddow interview because the shit that he has to say about Trump. And that is a mild-mannered, brilliant genius of a man. So it's not like he, like us out here talking about, so this motherfucker. He's just very calmly saying what his experience was like during that time with that crazy-ass administration. But before that, he talks about dealing with Ebola. He talks about the AIDS crisis. He has had an exemplary career. And sadly, Kimmy in the chat too. Look at y'all. Hey, happy 14th, niggas.
Crescent thought it was going to be 2 niggas in the chat. I said, they ain't finna watch that fucking stream.
Said we got 14 niggas.
It's over now. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to stay focused. So one thing Fauci said was, he said Trump didn't understand, convicted felon, didn't understand why he needed to get a flu shot if he didn't have the flu. He didn't understand that it was preventative and not treatment.
Of course not.
Okay. So
also speaking of the convicted felon, they already producing mugs that are covered, the whole mug covered with Justin's fucking mugshot.
Yeah.
But there's a doctor, man. If you look up Ivanka Trump plastic surgery, there's an Asian plastic surgeon on YouTube, and I watched it today. That girl done had a lot of work done.
Oh yeah.
I had no idea. I didn't know she had so much work done. She had a ton of work done.
If you just look at the pictures from when she is younger and the disturbing pictures of her sitting on her father's lap.
Oh no.
Just look at her face then and now. Like she.
It's weird though because she wasn't unattractive. It's just that standard, because it erased. She looked a lot more ethnic. I don't know where's Ivana Trump from? She's Eastern European. Czech Republic. Yeah, whatever it was, because she had, her nose was more pronounced. She had the bump on the nose. But the thing that changed her face the most, this always blows my mind when they show this shit. The silicone, it's like a hard silicone chin implant. When you put that fucking implant in some people's face, they'll go from a 4 to a 7 because it completely changes the dynamic of their face. And she got one, and people were actually saying she should have got the chin implant before she got the nose job, because if she got the chin implant, her face might have looked more balanced and she wouldn't have even needed to get the nose job. So yeah, just, the convicted felon Donald Trump's daughter, Ivanka Trump. There's a video if you so care. Explaining what procedure she's allegedly had done. It's alleged because they got a lot of money.
Allegedly.
The allegedly banner. We love it. So Dr. Fauci's book is called On Call, A Doctor's Journey in Public Service. He also, of course, does speak about the whole injecting bleach into your body in order to deal with COVID. And how he was like, I really do have to get out ahead of this because that could kill people. So yeah, he had a lot to work with there. Sorry. Going back in the comments. Tony said a friend as a pro officer had one drop of bag of piss out of his pants on the way to his test. Wait, what? Had one drop of a bag of piss out of his pants on the way to his test. He failed. Okay, sorry. Kimmy said she saw in the Wire episode where some dude was selling neighborhood daycare pee.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Jason said they pulled him and his dad over his Porsche. This is the 70s. No seatbelt. The police took him in, DUI, and they had him walk home. He was about 7 or 8. Jesus.
Fucking far from the house were you?
That's terrible. You're an adult 7-year-old. Go.
Jason also said everybody hit like.
Oh. I mean, we still going because this is. I'm sorry. What did you say, Pepper?
Oh, hit and like and subscribe.
Yeah, all that. But also, just so we can say this now, because I know people coming in and out, we gonna go on hiatus. So just watch tonight. We'll be back next month. That's
yeah.
For
a myriad of reasons.
Niggas is tired, and we got shit we got to talk about. Figure some stuff out. All right. Yeah. So the other book that's out is by this journalist, Ramin. I'm gonna mess up his last name. It's Setoodeh. I think he's with Variety. He's editor-in-chief. So his book is about, he actually interviewed the convicted felon after he went out of office. And he's like, cognitive issues are for real, a complete, he was like, we talked. And then the next time I saw him, he didn't remember meeting me before. He didn't remember anything that we said from the time before. So the book is called Apprentice in Wonderland, How Donald Trump and Mark Burnett Took America Through the Looking Glass. And so he was going through all these things. He's like, Donald Trump has severe memory issues. As a journalist who spent the most time with him, I have to say he couldn't remember things. He couldn't even remember me. He said they spoke for an hour in May of 2021. And when they reunited a few months later, Trump had a vacant look on his face and seemingly did not recall the first interview. He also said, I think they were in Trump Tower. And he said Donald Trump was like, I got to go upstairs and deal with Afghanistan. He was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Wait, can we add that one? This go ruin the tour. And bitch, I ain't got time to talk to you. I got to go upstairs and talk to somebody about Afghanistan.
I love that so much.
That's like I need to talk to a man about a horse.
About a horse. I got to see a man about Afghanistan.
Oh
he also said that Joan Rivers voted for him in 2014. Oh no, I forgot what year, but he wasn't running for president, and she was dead.
That lady been dead.
Literally just saying stuff. And so it's interesting because, like Dr. Fauci, he is presenting this information very calmly, very just relaying this. This was my experience with him. And he was like, all of y'all need to know this. He also said he's mad that Taylor Swift doesn't like him, that Nicole Wallace talks shit about him, that like all these people that he knew, in the celebrity space don't fuck with him anymore, and it fucks with him.
Taylor done had some work done too.
Oh Lord.
Hey, look, I'm sorry. That ain't that. That's a new nose. Them eyebrows, it look like some shit been pulled back. Really? It's good work though. Does she still look like herself?
Look, she can afford the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm mad at her.
So young to change your face already. I mean, you got to grow into yourself.
She didn't get them. To be fair, she started getting work done, I think, in her late 20s. She's not one of those people that was getting it when she was really, really young. So most of her work is, because I think Taylor is what, she's in her 30s now, right? They said I think they said her first rhinoplasty was like in her mid 20s, and she have a ton of stuff done.
Yeah, I mean, those jobs, I see those happening earlier, especially if you're on stage, on camera, Kardashians. You know what I'm saying? Like they, that should just.
They get those. I mean, the nose jobs happen at 16 for most of these. Janet Jackson actually said the reason is because she admitted to it. Janet ain't never said she didn't get a nose job. She just ain't admitted to multiples. But Janet said when they asked her about her nose at some point, I was like, I can't believe they asked her this. And she was like, I grew up with a bunch of Jewish girls, and all of them got nose jobs at 16, so I did the same thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to get anything? Are you going to do Botox if you're not already, or any of that stuff?
We've talked about, I've done a little bit of Botox. I don't have it in right now, but I've done a little bit.
Oh.
I don't see myself getting anything done. What people need to know is, unless you really have to go to somebody who knows what they're doing, because this idea, if you get filler and they mess up, they can just dissolve it. That shit don't just dissolve. Sorry. It's people walking around with lumps in their face. Yeah. So I think the newer ones, you use that hyaluronase to get rid of the filler that's based with the base, it's based on hyaluronic acid, but it's just a lot of times you do the shit and you just don't look the same afterwards. The only thing I have to worry about, like on my dad's side, there's sometimes a sagging thing with the chin or whatever with this area, but for me, I'd rather look either my age or a little older than to look like I'm trying to chase something that's impossible to have. I don't like men that get a lot of work done. It starts to feminize their face, and that's just really unattractive to me. So I'd rather have, like, when I think of the Marlboro Man or Richard Roundtree or just some of these people, when I think of it, they look really handsome. They're rugged. They done live their life, but they take care of themselves. Like, that's hot to me. So, yeah.
Well, I don't know. Even though enslaved and y'all took our land and fucking money and shit, we still are blessed. We don't look our age, if you take care of yourself, right? And I mean, sometimes it don't even take. Sometimes it don't even take a lot. Just fall back on the hard drinking as you get a little older. You know what I'm saying? Cigarettes aren't your friend. You might want to throw a little sunscreen on your face. But we can look very good for a very long time. So like a couple, like maybe some touching up here and there. Because I had a long conversation with a friend before I did it. And but the women who do a lot, it's evident. I'm like, some people look completely crazy. I was like, that would never be me. I'm like, nah. And I remember the woman who did my Botox, and I got maybe 13 units. she was like, I asked her about fillers. Not that I wanted them. I was just curious about how all this works. And like Antoine was saying, she was like, yeah, that's not, I did not want that. But the way she was explaining how it works, I was like, yeah, that shit sounds nuts. Just thank you for the information. There's a video going around. I think it's one of those companies that does Botox. And the camera person is asking each woman who works there, how many units do they have? 34, 56, like, and I'm telling you, when we come back, if I remember in July, we should show it because they look like Disney characters. Like they don't look real.
That's their goal because look, I had a group of friends that were in their 20s and they frequented the definitely true, Trish. They were younger than me, but they frequented the bar that I went to, and they all were getting Botox, and I was like, why y'all getting Botox in y'all 20s? And they were like, it's preventative. So what they do now, the young people want to get the Botox so that they never get any wrinkle line, they never get any of the frown lines, and that's why they start them young now, because it is preventative. That's how you get the wrinkles, repetitive, normal living. Look, I'll never forget, I was watching, what's the, Will Smith, he had that movie, was it Focus? And they said he was having an affair with the co-star. I can't remember. But I remember I saw him on the billboard. And it blew me away because, it was airbrushed. Because I don't think Will Smith had anything done to his face. But they airbrushed all the wrinkles from under his eyes. And it looked like the nigga had never blinked or opened his fucking eye all the way. And it was so off-putting. It was so off-putting to see it.
I think you're thinking about Suicide Squad. That's what Margot Robbie and him were in that together. And that's who they were saying the energy between the two of them seemed like there was something.
This one wasn't a superhero movie. It was it was another white woman. Another white woman. Let me stop.
Suicide Squad. Anyway, we get your point.
Yeah. But Botox is really, Botox, I'm not saying I judge people for anything. If you go to the right person and they can do it right and you don't look crazy, I'm all for that. I'm all for that. It's just terrifying to me. I'm just terrified. I'm going to be the one motherfucker to go in there, come out with one eye like this, and I'll be like, just want a little Botox on the side, and no.
There are clearly some black women in the industry who have had work done. It is evident. But but they don't look crazy, right? I can tell you got some touch-ups, but you still look like yourself. Nothing's moving, but you still look like yourself.
Because I'm pretty sure, because one of them that don't crack is Angela Bassett. I'm pretty sure I've seen Angela Bassett. It looks like she's had a little Botox done, but it's tasteful. Her face still looks the same. I don't think that's a shameful thing. Botox these days, I think if you say, I think she had Botox, people can't get mad at you over that shit. Like Botox.
I said I've had some. I was also not going to name names because there's the person I'm thinking of is not Angela Bassett, it's somebody else. But right. So Tony said it. Tony said it's a TikTok video of cosmetic clinic workers revealing how much Botox they've had. Someone in their early 20s with dead faces. Other women, older women that look like death masks. Only one woman looked good with it. I don't know. Maybe because they looked just not real. So, sorry, going back to this book about the convicted felon, because I wanted to get this quote right. So he interviewed Trump 6 times, and he says the former president told him Joan Rivers voted for him in 2016, despite that she had died 2 years earlier. So that's what I was, to make sure I got that accurate.
Did I use Joan Rivers to pivot to the plastic surgery?
I believe you did. I believe you did.
Okay, I use anything to pivot. She got 2 eyes, and I saw her with my own 2 eyes doing cocaine at a party. That's how I pivot like that. I'll make it up.
Pepper. Oh, wait. Okay. Once again, militia be coming through. Tony said he and Margot Robbie worked together in Focus. Suicide Squad was their second movie together.
Okay, so Focus was it? Okay, yeah. I knew it was. I didn't know she was the same white lady. Let me stop calling her the other white lady. The same white lady. That white lady.
Same white lady. Oh my God.
Their energy. I call their energy from Suicide Squad. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pepper.
Oh, it's separate. You mentioned Richard Roundtree. I was at a film festival last week, 2 weeks ago. And there's a film called Thelma that's coming out. That was Richard Roundtree's last film, and it is so good.
Really?
You guys will love it. Yeah, if it comes up, when it comes out. So, and it's really nice to watch him knowing that he has passed away. So he did a great job.
So Okay, Chavez said Dave Chappelle did a joke about Botoxing his balls. Well, why not?
Why not?
Trish said, remember when folks was talking about Gabby Union's face? It's settled
Yeah.
now.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I missed that one.
She looked very smooth.
That's what I was talking about.
And she, oh really? Cause she now her, she's one I would have thought never did, cause she always had a very youthful, she always. But I guess it don't matter.
Look, Antoine, just check. But that's what I'm saying. Like, her face is very smooth, as Pepper is demonstrating.
Yeah, because usually the ones who have, if you were very youthful in your 20s, if you just look flawless skin, and you 38 and you had that same skin, that means you started doing Botox in your 20s. That typically is what it means. Because if you get the Botox done later, it can have an effect, but it's different from that preventative. That preventative Botox ain't no joke. That's what you be seeing people. It's like,
oh man,
do you blink?
No,
we missed our time.
Well, you can, but that's the thing about the Botox is you do have to get it touched up. So, right, like you get X number of units, and then like so many months later, you're supposed to get some more units. So,
well, and y'all don't have, and we already know. It's like, I used to tell Pepper, I'd be like, "Fuck you for looking so good," because I'm not gonna tell you Pepper's age, but Pepper looks amazeballs. And Crescent, you don't have no wrinkles on your face, so y'all sitting here running your fucking mouths about work and shit. I hate it when pretty people start talking about what people don't have to. Yeah, just love yourself. Just wake up and just eat plant-based and drink a lot of water. I'll be like, fuck you. Fuck you. I drink martinis.
Okay. So really, all I said was ease up on the hardest liquor and the smoking and the sun, and that can benefit you. Is all I'm saying.
I literally have. Look, I have sun damage on this side of my face from being an Uber driver for 10 years.
No way.
From the sun, this side don't have the same amount as this one. That is the only thing that I would. That's the only thing that I would do. So, I'll show you something that I had to do.
Yeah,
so,
what'd you do?
Since I have freckles. And it's time for me to get it done again. You see right here, there's like a dark spot right there. What happens is every about 3 or 4 years right there, about every 3 or 4 years, I get a pattern of freckles that go exactly in the shape of a bag under my eye. And so I go to a place that they laser it off. And when they laser it off, I don't look completely different. Most people be like, I didn't even notice that before, but I notice it. Because these freckles will start making their own fucking patterns. So I remember I had a gigantic one on the side of my nose. I had that one removed. They just laser it off.
Are they the shape of your glasses?
Sorry, what? Go ahead, Pepper.
I'm sorry, Crescent. I was saying, are they the shape of your glasses? Or is it forming where your glasses are not covering?
Oh, no. Because I just had to start wearing glasses a couple years ago. This is the first time I had this removed I wish I could. Maybe it's not as evident here. There's a little spot there. Well, no, it's been done already. So it's already been removed. It's just starting to vaguely come back, and I'm going to have to have it done probably at the end of the summer. But that's the only thing I would ever have done to maybe even out. Because, the freckle shit, it will age you. You'll have those spots and everything. Yeah. So I would have those zapped off. But outside of that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm nervous about lasering. So, like, you're getting that done.
Laser removal is different from laser resurfacing. Laser removal, what they do, because what happens when when they remove something with the laser, they zap. You hear it, and sometimes you can smell it a little bit. It burns, and what happens is when they do it, the skin scabs over. And you cannot peel that scab off. If you peel the scab off, you can end up with a scar. So you have to walk around with the scabs until they fall off on their own. And when they fall off, the pigment that was in that space in your skin, it comes off with the scab. And then your skin is even underneath. That type of laser is very safe. They test you first to see how your skin reacts to it. And if your skin reacts okay to it, then they'll do another test. You go back and they're like, yeah, we good. So yeah, just let you know. Laser resurfacing is completely different.
Pepper and I have the same look on our face about all this. So we're gonna move on. We have 2 more topics. I want to go to bed. Okay, I'm on this time. Biden, who I know, yeah, he's old, but he ain't out here talking about batteries and sharks. And also, convicted felon was like, he called that student loan forgiveness program vile. He said that, and he was like, if I get back in office, I'm making all y'all motherfuckers pay that money back. He said that. He said that. Okay,
yeah, that's wild.
All right, so Biden, on the other hand, he's like, look, I know, I came through with this executive action on the border, and y'all was mad about it, but how about this? He said, there's a couple more. Here's what I'm gonna do for some dreamers, like DACA. He's like, okay, there's a policy that will allow non-citizen spouses married to U.S. citizens to apply to live and work in the United States legally without having to leave the country. Okay, because under current laws, some undocumented migrants must first leave the U.S., apply for legal residency from their home countries when they marry a citizen. I mean, that shit just sounds crazy.
It is crazy.
Right. And so he's basically like, let's not do that. Let's make this process a little smoother, which makes sense. And then there's also the DACA, the Dreamers. It's hopefully allowing them to obtain employment-based non-immigrant visas quicker. So to be eligible, applicants must have graduated from an accredited higher education institution in the United States and have a high-skilled job offer from a U.S. employer in their field of study. So again, these things are workable. Pause. I love from an accredited higher education institution, because I had to implement that when I started dating in LA, like about 2 years in. I was like, I cannot be out in the streets with people who did not go through like some type of 4-year program. Because I did try. And there's a language that you learn, like a socialization that happens. So.
Oh, you're saying you won't date somebody who doesn't have a college degree?
I said from an accredited institution.
Oh, so it's wait. So it's not just college degree. That fucking degree got to be from an accredited institution.
An accredited institution.
So no niggas from University of Phoenix is what you're saying. University of Phoenix, you can't. What if they extra nice?
Pepper, you pop back in frame.
I'm having dog issues, and I can't figure out what they want, but I can hear everything.
I'll say this now. Well, now anyone I'm dating is I'm sure, like, well adjusted, got their money together, it's all good. So, but when I first got to LA, no. And I tried. That's what I'm saying. I put this rule in place for a reason, okay? Because I'm going places and I'm bringing motherfuckers with me, and they embarrassing me in these spaces, and I was like,
I mean, no. That's
crescent.
That's understandable. Some niggas will call you elitist and, super bougie for that. And I'm sorry. It can be a problem, especially, you sitting there and, I'm just thinking of something that a nigga that would say who just don't know no people. And you would be mortified. Like,
well, yes. And that happened. And it's not like he gave off energy of being like, extra, but just it showed up in a place in a way that I was not anticipating, and I was just like, "Oh, you about to sit here and really act a fool like this? No, around these work people, these white work people, my white work people. No, sir, we can't have that."
I mean, you know what?
Now, go ahead, Pepper.
I'm interrupting you. Some of it is. This is an interesting topic. This happened in Chicago. I dated someone, and I'm like, I'm going to give it a try. And it just wasn't, we didn't speak the same language. We weren't interested in the same things. But then I was like, is this about class? Is this about education? Is this about interest? And so it was really more like, still, of course, getting to know the person. But I just kept thinking, well, what are the qualifications here that are making us so different?
But it was all three of the things you mentioned, though. It is, obviously, you have people who come from, underprivileged situations who are able to get a scholarship or whatever and go to school. But trust, that experience changes that person. So when they go back to where they came from, there's an adjustment that has to be made because you have gained something that these other people didn't have the opportunity to. You get to see another side of the world that, the people that are from where you're from may never get to see. Now, you can try and impart that knowledge on them, but some people are going to judge you for it. It happens to me sometimes. I'll say some shit like, yeah, this Terrence Howard shit keeps causing conflicts with relationships with me because it came up again the other day, and I was like, when you take a calculus class, we can continue to have this discussion, but until we can't communicate. I can't tell you why he's full of shit because you don't have a tool set to understand why Neil deGrasse Tyson is telling the truth and this nigga is blowing smoke out of his ass. And it turns into you don't even give him a chance. And I'm just like, ugh. It's just false. And, and then you get into these arguments and you don't want to insult the person.
I know.
You don't want to say, you know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I want to kind of finish saying about all this, though, is at this juncture, if you're, let's call it self-made, whatever, we're grown now. So to Pepper's point, though, right? Interest, conversations, how all that flow, that it's different now. Then when I was fresh off the boat in LA and just trying to be in these, yes, that's what I saw Danielle's comment. I just had to put some rules in place for myself because I couldn't allow myself to be put in another work situation like I found myself in. This motherfucker was embarrassing me at a work event.
And you don't have to be embarrassed.
Yeah, we're not doing that. So yeah, it's just, but again, it's also keeping in mind the places that you are going to go and making sure that your partner can be in those spaces with you.
And go too.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it does. Even world traveling changes it. Because I think to a certain extent, if you got somebody that don't have a 4-year degree, but they got a good job and they run in certain circles and they speak a certain way and they done been around the world, you can make an exception for that. A passport can work in a lot of situations in lieu of that other piece of paper.
But you're right. That type of world experience, being in different environments, another language, perhaps, right? Navigating yourself in a completely foreign space, right? That takes a certain level of maturity, a certain level of being in spaces where you're like, okay, I don't know the people in this room, but I know how to get to know the people in this room without fucking being an asshole. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Totally.
Tony talking about what Dr. Umar's degrees count. I'm gonna be done talking to y'all. So Danielle said what we were all laughing at is you can't be thinking people from Denmark are Denmarkians.
That's funny.
Wait. I'm gonna tell a quick story about how you can't take certain people certain places. So I took a friend to a party, and it was all my Filipino friends. And so we're there, and if you don't I'm sure most of us, if you're in California, you notice Filipino people are a mixture, but a part of that mixture is Spanish, and that's why most of them have Spanish names. But they do have, Asian is a part of that mix. So at the party, and I bring this friend, and I'm gonna preface this by saying that the Filipino people that I've hung out with here in California, they are about 3 degrees away from just being niggas. So
That's true.
We played a dozens with each other, and it was but we would keep, amongst one another, not in mixed company. So I take this person with me to this party, and it's all these people. And they start telling a story. And they start describing this person in the story. Yeah, she had the and then pulled the chinky eyes. That's what they said. And I looked at them and I said, "You did not just say that." Oh, what? And my Filipino friends just started laughing. I was like, this is some fucking bullshit. And they were like, it's cool. We over here laughing. I was like, yeah, but they didn't know that you was going to laugh when they said that. Oh, no, you know what I meant. You know what I meant. And I was like, can't take you nowhere. Just like Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. What's her name? Mary, is it Cosby? So Mary's on the show, and Mary is quirky. So it's an Asian chick on the show who ended up, we learned, I'm going to say used to. She's from Long Beach, racist as fuck.
Oh.
They're having a picnic or some shit, and then Mary goes up to the Asian lady. She's like, your outfit is cute, and oh my God, I love your slanted eyes.
Woo!
And I said, she did not just say that. And I was next to some other black people, and they were like, I don't understand what the issue is. And I said, y'all need to get out more. You don't comment on Asian people's eyes like that. Like, you just don't. It's like a white person's coming up to you saying, I love your chocolate skin. Like, it's...
You're pretty for how brown you are.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's, and even though they don't mean it, it just shows a lack of culture and awareness. It don't mean the person had bad intention, but you don't go up to Asian people and say, you have beautiful slanted eyes.
Oh, Lord, help me, Jesus. Oh my God. Okay. So no, you don't do that. Please don't do that. These are things you don't do. But this is what I'm saying. This type of fucking conversation, it's like, I can't have you out here with me saying crazy. And this is what I meant by, like, there's a certain type of socialization, a certain type of understanding how to navigate in certain spaces. And I don't even say you need to have vocab, just understanding. Just be easy.
No appropriate fucking know how to describe eyes properly.
Don't even describe them, for Pete's sake. Your makeup.
Just say you got pretty. Just say you got pretty eyes. Just leave it at that.
Mind you, don't please also be clear. Motherfuckers who have degrees from an accredited institution, that don't escape them from being crazy. Okay?
Oh, no, it don't. Definitely doesn't.
No, it doesn't. I was thinking my brother's on the opposite side. He's got his passport, and Shakir can go in most rooms. He can go in rooms, but he could be discounted because he's like he didn't finish college. It wasn't for him. But he's got his passport and he's been all over the place.
Well, he's also your brother.
Right. And he's very personable. He loves to just talk to people. No,
he's smart.
Yeah. Shakir would be great, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, that's the one you could bring to an event with you. He's not going to take. I'm just saying, in my youthful LA days, I just needed some structure to work with because I was finding myself in situations that were not okay. So
yeah, but you know what? I mean, to a certain extent, though, at certain places, I mean, particularly, well, probably even today, at certain places, certain people can't take me certain places. If you got friends that are like, really like, they like, really, sensitive to volume. I was with I had a gay mafia briefly that I hung out with. And one of the gay dudes, his girl was in town. And she just, she do this every time I was around her. And I'm like, at one point I was like, you doing too much. You're so loud. I'm like, then maybe I'll go over there or whatever. And I remember a couple days later, somebody posted a picture from that night. And I said something, and she said so loud in all caps. And I was like, I can't fuck with these people. It's not that fucking serious.
It's not.
Just know, I understand. You can't take everybody everywhere. me included.
That's impolite. And that's funny at the same time that you said that.
Yeah. Wait, Danielle said was in Japan, there was a book of American sayings. One was, you have beautiful round eyes.
Wait, did you put an S on the end?
No, I said I.
Okay, yeah, that's what makes it funny.
You have beautiful round eye. LOL for days.
American.
My only joke about, and I feel like this is not racist. This is just funny to me because it's a cultural difference. But goddamn. For anybody that's Asian that comes here and you open up a business, please consult with an American before you name it because y'all be going overboard with the adjectives. Super fantastic, incredible nail salon. Like, goddamn, just make it spectacular nail salon.
All right, I want to read Jason's comment. And we wrap it up.
Incredible, yummy pork rib station.
Making trying to let you know this shit good, okay? Jason said, I get away with murder. My last full year of school was 8th grade. Audubon Junior High on King Boulevard, 1980. But Jason, again, you are, I'm not even saying outlier. You're very cultured. You're highly intelligent.
Yeah.
You can speak very well, Jason.
Yeah.
You're like, look, very articulate.
You're very articulate.
And you got good hair too. That takes you a long way, nigga.
There you go. You ain't got to worry about nothing.
It's a good hair.
I mean, ain't no 4C in the house. Ain't none.
No. Look, you go in the room, Jason gonna know everybody. When you walk out, I'm like, you talk to who? Who is that? They work with okay.
It's funny because I have a friend who one day he told me, he was like, hey man, don't tell nobody, but I'm going to get my GED. And I said, nigga, you talk better than I do. What the fuck are you talking like? He's like, people are shocked when I tell them. I said, wow, but sometimes you come from a family, like my father used to correct it. I remember my father would say, what I would say, I ain't got. And he would say, I ain't got. I ain't got. And look, this why my family, it actually, to me, was a form of abuse. It could turn into, hey, come here. Say it again. You hear this?
Oh my God.
How much we paying for that fucking school you going to and I ain't got?
Oh my God.
I mean, we're just,
Poor Antoine. Look, Pepper, talk about childhood trauma. I ain't got. You ain't got. You have a motherfucking house in my house talking like that.
Oh, it just was not, it wasn't tolerated. And that, when I think about it, like even most of the people on both sides of my family, I feel like their parents kept them kind of on the straight and narrow as far as talking. Like, it'll be. I fall into urban vernacular when I'm around family. I don't talk the same. I code switch involuntarily when I get the nigga contagion when I'm around large groups of niggas. But
I love tapping into my authentic self. Don't let that Harvard degree fool you, nigga.
It is kind of fun to witness.
Would you say, Pepper?
It is kind of fun to witness when you go into your authentic self.
I like to be me. But yeah, again, at this stage, I'm meeting somebody, you're going to have your shit together. So whatever. Like, if you talking about, I need to go back and get my GED, I'm like, do you? We got a lovely home. Look, I'm driving a 2025 Beamer. We good.
If the checks are clearing and you're not embarrassing me at a party, we're good.
We straight. We good. So he said his grandmother corrected his grammar until she died. I had a whole degree from a top 25 university. He was like, let me relax, lady. He
said, nope. He's like, bringing it back to Juneteenth. She's like, you think we got time to relax? Nope, get it right.
Yeah.
Okay, Pepper. She was like, we ain't free yet.
Well, and that's the importance of it, because once somebody in the family realizes the advantage that you get from being able to code switch, they want to pass that on, because you will lose opportunities sometimes if you don't. And people, and unfortunately, people in our community, for the longest they'll say you a sellout and all this other shit, and it's like, you can call me whatever the fuck you want, but I'm taken care of, and I'm happy. What the fuck?
Now, I will say this, in this era though, because of technology, there are those in the community who can have all the whatever vernacular, fucked up ass, whatever, and making big money, right? Like these streamers, like, influencers. So it is a different way of moving forward now, but to be in certain spaces,
taboo. It's more taboo to criticize somebody. Because it's not so much about how you speak, it's about what you're doing despite how you may speak. So it's hard to criticize a nigga that's on Twitch with 5 million followers who speak in an urban vernacular, and it's like, who are you to fucking tell him he don't know what he's doing? He making more money than you. So
and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting at. Like, you don't have to, I don't even want to say conform. You don't have to necessarily be able to very easily and like move in white circles to succeed, right? Anymore. Right. Like, it is way more egalitarian in terms of like, how can you make your paper, right? Which is, we need because it's a capitalist society. So, you know, that is a benefit, but still it won't hurt to, you know, King's English.
But you know, but you know the ones who broke that shit, who broke the mold. I would say the first time I noticed, I'm like, there is an intelligence there and a no fucks given combined, and it is bringing something beautiful to the plate. Was Outkast from Virginia. This ain't gonna stop, so we just go continue. They said we're not altering this shit for you.
No, yeah. Good job, man.
We're not changing shit, and all them niggas, everybody else they follow suit, and it's celebrated. Sometimes, you know what? Them Southern niggas sometimes they dial it up, almost like what people say Sofia Vergara does. Although I don't think Sofia Vergara necessarily is doing a fake accent, but you see how turned up it is. It's like a very extreme version of a Colombian accent. Sometimes I hear these country niggas and I be like, okay, nigga, I get it.
Okay.
I didn't tell you to turn it up a notch, nigga. Just talk how you normally talk.
So we started out talking about Kendrick's concert. It definitely got to be over by now. So I will be checking it out because I miss They Not Like Us, because that's all I really want to see. So yay, Kendrick Juneteenth concert, doing all the hits, especially the last 3, 4. How many tracks do you drop on fucking Drake's head? Also, Antoine, this is why I wish this would have been fun to show, but there have been all these videos circulating of the kids, middle school, grade school, requesting They Not Like Us, and when it comes on, fucking going ham. It is awesome to see. There's this video. I think they're middle schoolers. This little girl in a red dress. She's so cute. She put down her purse and running and jumping.
Y'all, you know what? Can somebody check on Drake? Because this is the fact that the song that came out the clear winner out of this whole thing was Not Like Us. Like, they play that shit in the clubs, right? But it's terrible when a song that's part of a rap beef just, is elevated to pop royalty. So every time this song plays, everybody is reminded of where it came from because of the lyrics, and especially, A minor, like that and it's that's so bad. Can you check on Drake Crescent? Can you check on him?
I'm not checking on Aubrey. He got some friends somewhere.
Don't be disrespecting him like that. Call him by his name. His name is Drake.
Aubrey needs to go find some real friends to grow up. How about that? Pick a personality. All right. This particular tweet is this guy, it's a white guy he DJs. He's like, I DJed my daughter's 5th birthday, 5th grade culmination dance, and was genuinely surprised how many kids requested Kendrick Lamar's Drake diss, Not Like Us. He's like, but not as surprised as how wild they went when I played it. And that's the thing is, somebody was like, little kids all saying A minor is hilarious. The other thing too, a lot of the comments that follow these videos are like, yo, if this teaches kids how to spot groomers, bet.
Oh my God. That's where we going with it. We going there.
About the lyrics. They're like, weirdo fucking pedos. These are the signs to look for, okay?
Oh, Danielle. I really enjoyed that round table. There's a round table with Sofia Vergara, Nicole Kidman, Jennifer Aniston, Brie Larson. Brie Larson is like, fuck you niggas. Not us, but this male-dominated misogyny shit. Brie Larson is like, I've learned to say no when something makes me uncomfortable. I ain't got time for this shit. It was a woman. It was a Japanese actress who's in Shogun. And what's the other Australian actress that's really big? I can't think of her. Oh,
not Nicole Kidman. Is she from Australia?
No, it's another one. And they were laughing because Nicole Nicole was making fun of the other woman because they're both Australian, and the other woman has more of a British accent than an Australian one because she has some British background. But at any rate, if y'all get a chance, that round table is great because what Danielle is talking about, Sofia Vergara was telling them, she's like, I still don't know how to act. She said, "This when you see me on Modern Family, that's me being myself." And she said when she was in that Griselda series, she kind of had to push the envelope, but that's still in her comfort zone because she's speaking with the same accent. But she's still getting work.
Oh, Danielle said Naomi Watts. Is that who
it was Naomi Watts. It was Naomi Watts.
Yeah. So and Danielle's actual comment was Sofia Vergara at a round table just talked about how hard it was to try and get rid of her accent. So she eventually said, "Fuck it." Were you about to say, Pepper?
Oh, I put it in our chat, but yeah, it was Jennifer, Jody, Brie Larson, Anna Sawai.
That's the Japanese actress.
Oh, yeah. I see your other comment. The dogs need to get out. We're about to wrap up. Sorry. Okay. When you were talking about Terrence Howard and his weirdo math and how Neil deGrasse Tyson was like, "Sir, you don't have the range." There's this tweet that is attributed to Keanu, but I don't know if it's his. But basically, he's like, at this stage of my life, if somebody's like 1 + 1 is 5, he's like, okay. It's like, sure,
I love it.
And keep moving. He's like, I'm not doing this with you.
Yeah,
I was like, why does this keep coming up? And I said, and it's like, well, he discounted everything that he said at the top, and I was like, no, he thoroughly explained why everything was false, I said, but he let him know from jump. He basically was like, it's going to be a whole lot of red marks following this, but I'm letting you know that those red marks...
Explain what you're talking about, the Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, because Neil deGrasse Tyson... he basically said he responded to Terrence a while ago when he tried to tell him, hey, man, I'm on the cusp of some new math, teriology, and he basically presented his argument to Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he was basically Neil said, yeah, so you got 35 pages here, but in the first page, in the first paragraph, everything else is predicated on that, and what's in that paragraph is all wrong. So therefore, everything in this paper is based on a false foundation that makes absolutely no sense, unfounded, but he said it the way he did it. He said he did it. He looked at it like it was a literal paper that was being judged by peers. And he said, peer review paper. Yeah. And he's like, you don't pull punches with that. So out of respect for him, I addressed him as a peer. And just got roasted. And Terrence tried to say something, and Neil was just like, and what you said right there don't make no fucking sense either. It's just like, come on, man.
I don't know if this is the real set or not, but I just saw on Twitter somebody was like, Euphoria, DNA, Element, all right, swimming pools, money trees, Win, J-Rock, Skip, King Kunta, Mad City, Humble, Like That, Still Dre, California Love Dre, Not Like Us, Not Like Us, Not Like Us, Not Like Us. I can't wait to watch this shit. I'm sorry, Pepper, right now you gotta go. Okay, the other thing that I didn't include on Shelf Flow was, Versus has done a deal with fucking Elon, and they're bringing it back, exclusive deal on X.
Okay.
And it's a picture of Timberland and Elon and somebody else. I don't think it's Swiss. I can't tell though.
This the equivalent of like, let me think of somebody who we don't really fuck with who's what. That's like saying, hey, we bringing it back, but like Kid Rock is executive producer, and I'm just like, all money ain't good money. Kid Rock just dropped the N-word a couple weeks ago doing an interview. Did y'all see that shit?
No.
I mean, he's been wilding out. He
literally dropped it, and like everybody, the person in it was like, what the fuck? Like, he was like, what's wrong? I don't see what the problem is.
This might be Swiss Beats. I'm sorry. It's a picture. They all holding up glasses.
Yeah, Swiss and Timberland. That's who owns it.
Right. Swiss Beats and Timberland strike versus distribution deal with Elon Musk X. Like, y'all sitting here cheesing and grinning with the fucking enemy. Are you fucking serious? Alicia, get your man. Because this is not cute.
It's right. And also, it was a moment. Sometimes we need to let a moment be a moment. and then move on. It was a moment. And here's the thing. They still ain't learned their fucking lesson. Versus started falling off when they tried to inject money into it. Versus was at its best when Jill Scott was in her living room praising Erica, and Erica was like, girl, that was when it, because they were relatable, and we all was sitting in the fucking house looking stupid. And
look, to your point, Antoine, like you said, we weren't gonna get everybody together to watch motherfucking Kendrick, and that shit's current, right? So you damn sure ain't about to get people. And that's the thing too. Come up with something else. And why are you doing it with fucking Elon? Nobody's watching this. And that's the other thing too. Everybody in the comments is like, we're moving on. Move on. Do some new shit. So,
Boo.
Oh, look, Jason, I didn't even see his comment. I was just saying it.
Renaissance man said boo, so it's a boo, it's a no.
Jason, right here. Oh yes, thank you. That was the other thing too. This shit got announced on Juneteenth.
No.
Thank you, Danielle. Exactly. No, thank you for reminding me about that. Like, this is all wrong on so many levels. Honestly, Timberland, you move a little funny anyway. So whatever.
Timberland. Remember, Timberland came out and made that comment about Britney and got dragged about it. Yes. So and he, you know what?
I don't think everybody else knows. Pepper is looking, give us a blank look, and she got to take the dogs out. But go ahead.
I'm trying to remember if I did know, and then how long ago it was. So you know how my face makes faces.
Well, Britney and y'all, Britney not doing well, by the way. I don't know if y'all been following. Britney just had another moment on social media. She was like, "Look, all my jewelry is gone. Who took it?" And I'm like, "Y'all, this. Remember, I told y'all before. I have maintained this." Despite the fact that what was going on, we didn't see the side of her when her family was in charge. I don't know how to, that's a hard one to call because she's out here not looking well, and I don't like it being broadcast that way. It's like making fun of a handicapped person. Like, that's not cool. Let her deal with her problems privately.
Yeah. No, it's sad. Sorry. Moving on to not sad. I'm looking at a tweet in all caps. Kendrick ran Not Like Us back immediately and let the crowd sing the lyrics for him. Dog, he barely rapped. This is the most insane victory lap I've ever seen in my fucking life. Somebody said Drake got to bring out Michael J. Fox and Jim Carrey now.
Jesus Christ.
There's a picture of Kendrick rapping like he's facing the camera and there's a bunch of people on stage behind him. Caption says, "If I send this to you, it means me and my homies hate you and we're celebrating your demise." My
heart just won't let me celebrate somebody being destroyed on this level. It's hard for me to embrace this.
He earned that. Aubrey earned that. He should have just fucking ceased and desist when he had a fucking opportunity to, but no. Some people don't learn. You gotta learn the hard way. Aubrey. Pepper, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Like the video if you haven't done that yet. We will not be here on Friday nor the week after.
Or the week after.
July. Look for us in July.
Yeah. We'll have some surprises for you, though.
Yeah.
Somebody
said this is the best Juneteenth since the first Juneteenth. I told you niggas was turning up for the concert. Told you.
Oh my God.
I guarantee all them niggas commenting are under the age of 40.
I don't know, Antoine. Like, look.
We literally have all the militias in the comments. I told you, I'm like, all us older niggas ain't got time to watch the stream live. We still gonna watch it.
It's over now. So Kendrick is trending. Aubrey is trending. Not Drake. Aubrey is trending.
Oh my God.
So is that little Muppet Jerry, Tom and Jerry looking dude, Academics. He's trending too. Let me stop. Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thanks I was going to say something funny, but I can't remember what it was.
Was it about Drake?
You need to stop. Out of control.
Yo, he moved weird, man. It's not cute. It's not okay, dude. Like,
he moved weird, man. It's not cute.
Oh, God.
And he been falling off. This just was, he had it coming. Pepper, thank you.
Thank you, Pepper. And thanks Melissa for foregoing the Kendrick experience to hang out with us. I feel special.
It's great.
Wait, what did Jason say?
Crody.
And of course, I'm like, I don't get it.
It's a Canadian word, I guess, for homie or whatever, and his cat is named Crody, and then somebody said, I'm gonna call you Crody from now on because you a pussy.
So
I love
Kendrick
it.
says Crody in one of the tracks. They're like, they all run together for me except for Not Like Us. And so like it's you have to hear it. It's the whole thing. It's a thing.
Okay. Well, thank you for letting me be the person that doesn't get all the stuff. And I still get to be a part of the club for once. It was not like this in high school.
Oh, we will fight them niggas over you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, 100%. I have no problem rolling up on motherfuckers. Like you still got something to say?
Yeah.
Like, look at my friends. Look at my friends.
Exactly.
Yeah. What? Fall back.
We'll code switch it to the motherfucking projects on their asses.
That's right.
Progetic. I love that word, progetic. Fuck, he doesn't even used to say them old progetic ass bitches in the party, causing problems, sipping malt liquor through straws, smoking Newports.
Because Pepper, even if you don't know what's going on, your facial expressions are just giving us,
Yes.
you're giving all the great things.
Comedy.
You're giving wonderful things.
No,
Well, we'll see y'all soon. We'll let y'all go so y'all can watch the Kendrick concert.
They not like us.
Toodles to you niggas until July. Be
Bye,
safe.
niggas.